Hi, I'm Angie. I want to welcome you to National Indoor RV Centers, where we specialize in the sales, storage, service, and detailing of only high-end new and used coaches. So basically, we do it all. Hi, I'm Angie with National Indoor RV Centers, and today I'm super excited to show you the Winnebago Forza. Now the Forza sits on the Freightliner XCS chassis with the Cummins 6.7 liter 340 horsepower engine. So this is going to get you where you want to go. If you're looking for a diesel coach at a great price with lots of space, the comforts of home, and still watching your bottom line, this is the coach for you. Winnebago is one of those iconic names. They're known for making coaches that are built to last. They're the oldest continuously operating motorhome manufacturer. They've been making coaches since 1958. So look at the beautiful big windshield behind us. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? That is your panoramic view that you're going to be looking through as you travel across this beautiful country of ours. Now the reason that Winnebago can give you such a nice big windshield is because they use a steel superstructure in their front cap. So we've got the heated and powered windows here, and then the bottom part of the window you'll just adjust manually. We also have our side view cameras that are mounted in the mirror as well. So when you put on your blinker to go left or right, you're going to be able to see down the full length of the coach. So we have our first marker light, and then we've got our first storage compartment. Remember what I said, that this has a lot of storage? Check out how big this first compartment is. Nice and big. And then I also want to talk about that they've got the painted paddle latch for each door. We have the Michelin tires. They're 255s on the 22.5-inch rim. Now, one of the things I want you to go and check out is Retro Band. It's basically a spare within the tire. I've done a whole video on it, something that's going to give you peace of mind while you're traveling down the road. Something that I really love that you'll all appreciate, especially if you're her owner, is this Key 1 by Winnebago. So basically, the key opens every storage compartment and starts the ignition. All right, so this compartment is locked, and I'll tell you why in just a second. So this is our fuel fill for the passenger side of the coach. So you're going to be able to fill this tank on the driver's side or the passenger side. The Forza has a 90-gallon diesel fuel tank. Right below this, you can see the reserve tank for the hydraulic fluid for the jacks. So to be able to enjoy the outdoors, you probably want to put out your awnings. There's 2 awnings on this coach, so I'm going to go ahead and extend them right now. I'm just going to turn my awning power button on just inside the door here. Take out the patio awning or the front awning. And then I'm going to take the other one out, the rear awning. So this is really nice. We almost have an awning covering the whole passenger side of the coach. So the awnings not only are beautiful, give us lots of shade, but we have LED lights on them as well. So we can turn on our front lights and our rear lights, and you can kind of direct those lights too with the awning control button. So if you want them to shoot straight down, you just extend it a little bit further. If you want to bring them back in a little bit, you can just, bring the awning in a little bit and then stop. And since I'm showing you all the fun lights, we also have our porch light, which I can just... And while I'm here and I have the door open, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the light for my baggage compartments so that as I show you the rest of the storage area, the lights are on. Now that I've got my awnings extended, my lights are on, I'm ready to pull out the lawn chairs and watch a little TV. So I'm going to come over here to my exterior entertainment center. Here we have our 32-inch Samsung TV, and we've got a release strap here. And that will just allow you to direct the TV towards your guests, away from the sun. Just a nice feature. And you also have your satellite receiver connection right inside here as well. All right, let's check out the storage. So here's a nice big pass-through storage bay. This is heated and insulated, and they also encase their chassis rails so that you can store things above and below the chassis rails. We have 2 110 outlets in here, and then they give us a little access point so that if I want to plug something in here to the outside, I don't have to go through the door. I'll be able to shut the door, and I've got a little hole here. So we have 153 cubic feet of storage on this Forza, and on our bigger Forza, it goes up to 228 cubic feet of storage. So we have our second marker light, and then another big pass-through storage bay. And right above here, we have a compartment. Go ahead and unlock it. So this gives us access if we need to service our refrigerator. And then you're probably wondering what this vent is for right here. This is the vent for our dryer. Another lighted storage compartment. And inside this compartment, we've got the disconnect for your inverter. So couple things. If you are storing your coach, turn off your house and chassis batteries, there's always going to be a draw from the inverter. So you want to make sure you turn it off here. Or if you're out boondocking and you're not using any of your 110 power, to save the battery life, I'd go ahead and turn off your inverter here so you just don't have any of that parasitic draw. Here we have our house batteries. So we have 4 Group 31 AGM batteries, so they're basically maintenance free. They each will give you about 105 amps, and you also have room where you can add 2 additional house batteries if you'd like. Before we get to the engine, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Freightliner chassis. So it comes standard with the V-Ride suspension. That is their proprietary suspension that's going to eliminate the tilt and the sway when cornering, and it's going to give you a more stable and comfortable ride. Check out, we have the 5 marker lights across the top of the coach. Then in the center we have our backup camera, and then coming down more our brake lights, and then our engine exhaust. Here we have our 7-way for our tow vehicle lights, and we have our 10,000-pound hitch with a 500-pound tongue weight. Make sure you talk to your National Indoor RV salesperson to let them know what you're towing and what would be safe to tow. So let's go ahead and check out the engine compartment. So here we have our power steering fluid. Right behind that we have our engine coolant. Then we have our dipstick for our oil, so we can check to make sure we're good on that. Now we recommend that you change your oil every 10,000 miles or yearly. This is where our tech at National Indoor RV Centers will hook into the computer of the engine to diagnose any problems. And then we have our engine oil fill, our transmission oil fill, our engine air minder, so that's going to let us know when we need to change that air filter. Again, that's probably something you should probably change once a year as well. All right, so let's check out our storage compartment here. All right, so this really isn't for storage, but this is super important. We have our engine air filter. So if you look up above here, you'll see like the 3 slats in the top of the end cap. That's where we're gonna bring in ambient air for our engine. We wanna make sure that's clean, so we're gonna filter it just like you do in your car and in your air conditioning unit at home. Then we've got our 2 chassis batteries, and we have our 12-volt breaker panel for the chassis. So this is our Truma AquaGo system. This is going to give you your on-demand and continuous hot water. So you just want to make sure this is always in the on position. There's 2 buttons. Doesn't matter which one it is, but just make sure it's always on. This is also where you drain the system and add the decalcification tablets. Now, also something else I want to mention. You can add a sensor in here to keep your Truma from freezing. Our National Indoor RV Centers can do that to you if you bring your coach to us. We can add a sensor in here to keep your Truma from freezing. The Forza comes with the frameless dual pane tinted windows. Here we have our 13-gallon DEF tank. DEF stands for diesel exhaust fluid, and it does have a shelf life. So if you're going to a park and you're just going to be sitting in a park for like 6 months, you may not want to fill your DEF tank all the way. Here we have our 50 amp shore power cord and our surge guard transfer switch. We also have our port for our satellite dish and our cable input. So here we have our wet bay. Now I want to make sure you watch my RVing 101 video, especially series 3 and 4, because that will show me hooking up everything in the wet bay and disconnecting, dumping the sewer, and all of that good stuff. So you don't want to miss it. So here we have our water pump, so you can turn that on right here. Then we have our black waste tank flush inlet. So this is where you can hook up your hose, and you're going to put water into your black tank and kind of push it through. It doesn't really like spray it or wash it off, but it will help push everything through. Then we have our freshwater valve, so normal tank fill, and our freshwater inlet. You have an 84-gallon freshwater tank on the Forza, and then you've got your external shower. This is always nice. You can turn it on and off right here, and then you've got hot and cold, so make sure they can keep the kiddos clean before they get in the coach, or your pets clean, or yourself, just if you've been, ATVing or swimming, got sand all over you, you can clean up outside, which is nice. Then we've got our sewer connection for our stinky slinky hose, and here's our hose. We have our gray waste tank drain here and our black waste tank drain. Now the nice thing that Winnebago does is they give us these ports where I can put my stinky slinky through here, and then I can shut the door still. Also, they give us a little, you can move it so that it's just for a small hose if you want to. That way you're going to keep all the creatures out of your coach and still have all your hookups intact. And here's the water filter for the coach. Here's the exhaust for our furnace, our marker light. Then we have our pass-through storage compartment. So I said in the beginning that Winnebago is built to last, and this is one of the reasons. So they use marine grade plywood in the floor, and then they reinforce it with an aluminum sheet from the front to the back and left to the right. So the whole floor is reinforced with aluminum. And we have another small storage compartment here. We're gonna have our LP tank, and that's a 23-gallon LP tank. And then I just want you to look up here. So you can see part of our freshwater tank, and then we've got our freshwater drains here, and this is where you would winterize the coach if you don't store with National Indoor RV Centers. Now, something unique to Winnebago is they make all their holding tanks, and so they make them to fit the coach. They don't just buy them from another manufacturer that says this is the size you have to have. So by doing that, you either get 30% more, space in your freshwater tank, you'll have bigger tanks, or you have 30% more storage area. So something unique by Winnebago. Also that's cool about that is, say in 6 years something goes wrong with one of your tanks. They make all the molds, they have everything at Winnebago, so you just call them up. They can get you another tank if necessary. Something's nice that Winnebago does is they have a lock on both of the fuel fills. So you're not gonna have to worry about anyone stealing your fuel. And we've got a 90-gallon diesel fuel tank here. Here we have our 12-volt resettable breakers. So for the front end of the chassis, so you've got like your power seats, mirrors. So all you have to do is come and reset these. You don't have to look for any fuses, which is really nice. Then we have the exhaust for our 6,000 watt generator. And we also have the access point for our front cap. So we just go ahead and pull that to pop open the front cap. So here behind the front cap, we have our AC for the front dash. Then we've got our 6,000 watt generator. We have our windshield wiper fluid fill. Back here we've got our air horn and our little wussy horn over here. And then we've got the fuel filter for our generator. All right, so as I step into the Forza, I want to go over what's right here in front of us. So we have our chassis battery on and off, and then our step on and off. So once we get to the campground, we don't want the step to go open, and we don't want it to go in and out every time we open and shut the door. So when I'm camping, I'm gonna go ahead and flip it so that it will just stay out. And you kind of have to push that button a little bit forward to make the button click. So that's nice, so you can't exit, you have to really think about doing that. Then we've got the coach batteries or house batteries on and off. So this area is all for the awning. So I've got to turn this button on if I want to operate any of the awnings. So this is for my patio awning, in and out, and this is for my rear awning, in and out. And we've got our jack, store, and level. So this is another place that you can operate your jacks. Once you get to the campground and you're all settled, you may walk around, looks good. Rather than having to go up to the driver's seat, you can do it from right here. The Forza comes standard with multiplex lighting throughout. So this is our first panel here. I love it because I can turn on all my lights when I walk into the coach with the master switch, and I can turn them all off with the master switch when I go to leave. I know that maybe makes me sound lazy, but I hate going around and trying to find all the lights, so I love that master on and off. So we have the light master off, the light master on. Then we have the light for our front awning and the light for our rear awning. This is our porch light and our compartment lights. And then we have the light for the lounge or living area. And when you see those arrows on that, that means that they're dimmable. So that's a nice feature too, because at night, I don't want the, bright LEDs shining in my face. I want to kind of like set the mood and make it a little bit softer light. So I like that ability to do that. And then in the galley or the kitchen, that's the light there. And those are dimmable as well. One of the things that I really like about the Forza too is that it has these nice grab bars. So as I'm coming into the coach, I don't have a problem grabbing and I have a lot of support there. And then I've got another one when I go to leave. So that's really nice. Safety first, so I like that when you walk in the door, you've got your fire extinguisher. So this is easy to access if you need it for outside the coach or inside. I also like that as soon as you walk in the door, you've got these little cubbies here. So I can put some shoes in there, pet leash, keys. It's just nice to have something when you first walk in the door where you can put some of your miscellaneous items. So welcome to the beautiful interior of the 34T Forza. So there's lots of things for me to tell you about in this coach. First of all, let me just start by telling you that this is the walnut wood with the alpine taupe leather package. Interior package, so I just think they've done a nice job with this. One of the things that's really cool about Winnebago is they make up to 75% of their parts in-house. So if you have a cushion that you destroy, there's a tag on it that you can just call them with that number. If this cabinet, if I were to break it or something stops working on it, I look in here, and you have to look really close because it's on the clear label, but it has all the information that I would just need to call Winnebago and they can send me a replacement door, no problem. Which is something that most manufacturers can't do because they don't make all their things in-house. So we have seating and seat belts for 7 people in the coach here. So the 2 captain's chairs are easy rest sofa, and then we've got 3 seat belts in the booth. So you can seat belt 7, you can sleep 6, and then there's an option. A lot of people add this. There's an optional bed right here. So over the cab bed. And Winnebago's done a great job of making that just fit right into the ceiling. It has cabinets so you don't really notice it, but that would give you sleeping for 2 more people. So you could potentially sleep 8 people in this Class A diesel, which is huge. Okay, so I mentioned that Winnebago makes all its upholstery in-house. They do a fabulous job. Their chairs are really comfortable. This is 6-way powered and has a footrest, so that's really nice. And a little trick I'm going to show you, because I see people struggle with this all the time. When you have a footrest like this, all you have to do to bring it in is just tuck your heels back, push it down. Super easy. If you don't do that little tuck, you are going to force it down and break it. So don't do that. Another thing I love about this chair is the little workstation. So I love how they made this so integrated with the chair. It doesn't really stick out. It just sits right to the side of the chair. So you pull it out, bring it up, flip it down, and then you can bring it back in. So I can sit here and have dinner, work on my laptop, read my book. It's just really nice, and obviously I can use this when we're going down the road as well. All right, now let me show you some of the storage that we get in the Winnebago. So we've got cabinet here. This is a great place, and it has a little guard here so you can stick stuff back there. It's not going to fall out when you open your cabinet. Here's some nice deep and pretty tall storage here, and more over here. In this compartment too, you have a lot of walking room too, which I like, up here in the front of the Forza. So you've got your cable, your coax cable right here, and then we've got 2 110 outlets up there. So lots of storage right here in the front cab area. And then let's go over to our entertainment center. So we've got nice cabinets above our TV. It's probably a good place for me to keep the remote so I don't lose that. Then we've got a 50 inch, gotta love that, Samsung TV with the Samsung sound bar. And there's another feature. You can just pull this strap right here, and then you can direct your TV to your guests at the booth, the sofa, or if it's just you and your loved one watching and you want to sit in the chairs, captain, co-captain's chairs, you can direct it towards you. So that's a really nice feature. Not all coaches come with that feature, so I love it. And then it just pushes right back into its spot. Then we're going to have our Samsung DVD player. And one of the features that I love the most probably is the fireplace. So we have the remote, so you can turn it on, you can set the temperature, you can change the flame. And the fireplace is one of the things in these coaches that will really take the chill off a cold morning or a cold evening really quick. So I love the fireplace feature. So we have our easy rest sofa here. I love it because it reclines. It also can become a bed. So you just reach down here, pull the lever. This is going to be your footrest. So when you get that out, just pull it up, kind of locks into place, and then you can decide how much of a footrest you want there. But you just sit in your seat, kick your feet up, recline as much as you want, and then you can continue. Just pull that together, and it eventually makes a bed. It will be a little bit more comfortable with the pillow, I think. But how easy is that? So now you can see it with both of the sofas fully laid flat. It's super easy to make that into a bed. You're not wrestling an air mattress and all that kind of stuff. And then just go ahead when you're ready to put it away, power it on back up, and then you're just going to pull up, push it back down, all done. So you're probably wondering what this little silver mechanism is here. It pushes, because you're going to have a lot of fun with that. Actually, it has a really good purpose. This is your laptop table. So you just take it, stick it in there, and now you can have your laptop, your iPad, dinner. Anyway, lots of options with this. So check out all the overhead cabinet space that you have in the Forza. Lots of space. And notice they're also a little bit lower, so that's really nice. They're easy to get into. They're very deep, so you may even want to get some plastic bins to kind of help you get to the back of that cabinet, but that's great. That's a great problem to have. Deep cabinets that you can get a lot into. I can fill those up. So underneath the overhead cabinets here, we have two 110 outlets. We've got our LED lights. We've got another multiplex lighting panel here. This is for the galley and for the lounge, for the dinette and the sofas. All right, so as I mentioned, you've got 3 seat belts in the booth dinette. So 1 on the rear facing and 2 on the forward facing. We have 2 more 110 outlets right above the dinette table. And no one's gonna be fighting over outlets to charge their phone. We've got 2 more right here, just underneath the table. And I want to show you the MCD nightshades, and they are just pull, push, and then you've also got your day shades right behind them. And then check out the size of that window. Isn't that nice? So you can be in your camping spot, enjoy nature, and have air conditioning. And then I want to show you how easy it is to make this into another sleeping area. I'm just going to pull out this inside cushion here. Oh, and this is a good time to show you the tag for the cushion. A lot of times we'll have a tendency to want to rip these off. Make sure you keep them. They're super important, because if you ever, puncture this for some reason or it gets damaged, if you want a new one, that's all you need. So we're going to go ahead and lay those on the table. I'm going to just pull up the bench. Look at the amount of storage that we have under there. That is huge. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just lift the bench. Again, check out that storage. So there's just a little lever underneath the table. You're just going to flip that over. Now you're going to just push your table down. Bring down your bench. Bring down the other bench. It really couldn't be any easier than that. All right, then look right behind the booth here. There is a child tether anchor. Now that's for if you want to put a car seat in this booth and buckle it in with a seat belt, and then there's always that anchor, and that's what you would anchor it to. So we have the Coleman Mach 10 AC unit here with heat pump. It's a 13.5, and the one in the bedroom is a 13.5 as well. Since this is the smallest diesel pusher that Winnebago makes, the two 13.5 AC units are sufficient. And that's one of the reasons. This is a smaller coach. You can get into those state parks. You can also, this is only 11 feet, 11 inches tall, so you can also get it into a 12-foot garage. So here's our smoke detector for the coach, and then notice the padded vinyl ceilings. It has a little arch to it, and I think that just makes it feel nice. It feels a little bit bigger and homier, and then we've got our LED lighting throughout. All right, so check out the size of this kitchen. I love it. There's a lot of prep space here for me. The kitchen sink, we've got these nice kitchen covers. This is a beautiful Corian countertop. And then full residential size sink, residential faucet, stainless steel double bowl sink. So that's really nice. And one of the things I love about these little sink covers is I can have dirty dishes over here. And look, you know, you don't even know. It's like a hiding spot. So that's one of my little tricks I like. Then we've got all this space here. We've got the 110 outlet here, 110 outlet here. So we've got plenty of space for our coffee pot, our Instapot, and then check out the storage above. And that's an adjustable shelf. So you can even fit like an Instapot in here if you move that shelf up a little bit, which is nice. I know a lot of RVers use those, or air fryers. And then we've got a huge space here below the sink. So that's probably where I'd put my garbage. I like to have a place to set that, put it away so I don't have to see it. And even a spot where I could put my sink covers when I'm not using them. There's even a little tab to hold them in place so they're not gonna rattle if I keep them like that when I'm going down the road. Then check out all these full extension drawers. Nice deep drawers. I don't think I've ever seen an RV with this much space, this much storage in the kitchen. I'm very impressed. All right, do you think you have enough space for everything? I think I might even. And then we've got our Whirlpool convection microwave oven. And that's nice, big, full size. I have customers that make beautiful loaves of bread in their convection oven, so don't be afraid to bake in that as well. And then we've got our gas cooktop, and this just folds back. 3-burner gas cooktop. Okay, so in case you weren't, sure you're gonna have enough storage in the actual kitchen area, Winnebago has given you all this storage. One thing I want you to go and watch is my RVing 101 pack and prep video. In that video, I have customers that I go into their coaches and they show us how they pack their coaches, some of the little tricks and tips that they use, and I think you'll find that really helpful, especially in this area. Lots of ladies that put like all their baking goods in here, and they put them in square containers so that they fit nicely, but look at all that space. Adjustable shelves. I am more than impressed with all the storage in this Forza. We have another outlet just below the countertop here with the GFI switch on it, and we have our Safety Plus alert for our propane alarm. And just below the cabinets we have our furnace, and our air intake. And then just right above that we've got our thermistor. That's what speaks to the thermostat to help regulate the temperature in your coach. And to finish off the kitchen, we've got this beautiful residential stainless steel Whirlpool freezer and refrigerator with an ice maker. Gotta love that. Nice and big. Produce drawers, just like my refrigerator at home. So here's the Firefly system on the Winnebago, and I'm really impressed that a coach at this price point would have all this in one center. So I'll just kind of walk you through it. Here's our home screen. So we're gonna have the levels of our tank, which we have our fresh tank, which has 84 gallons, our gray tank, which has 54 gallons, our black tank, which is 48 gallons, and our LP tank will hold 23 gallons. Our water heater, that's for the Truma AquaGo, and I'll kind of cover that when I get down here. We have the water pump, you can turn that on and off right here. We have our master light switch, so on and off, and then we've got our inverter information here. So let's go to our next button down, which is our power. This is going to tell us our house battery levels and our chassis battery levels. Our inverter is enabled, so it's on right now. and it's not charging right now. We have a 2000 watt inverter on this coach, and it charges all outlets. This is our DC power screen, so now we can go to our AC power screen, and this is where we're going to have our auto gen start. And you can set that so you can set quiet hours when you don't want your generator to come on. You can also set it for temperature. If your coach reaches a certain temperature and you want that to automatically kick on so that your ACs can run, you can do that as well. And then you can also set the level that once your batteries reach a certain level, that the auto gen start will click on and start to charge them. All right, this is where you can start and stop your generator. You have a 6,000 watt generator and you have 50 amp service on the Forza 34T. Then you can disable your AGS if you want to here. Your block heater, this is for your engine. So if it's a cold morning, you want to get your engine warmed up a little bit, you're going to go ahead and turn that on there. So then we can go to our light button. This is really nice because this can control all the lights in the coach. So we have our master on and off, and then we can go to our front awning, rear awning, driver side map lights, passenger side map lights, the loft area, our storage compartments, it looks like they're on, we don't need those on right now, our porch, and then we can go down below. So those are all of our entry lights. If I go to the main lights, I'm gonna have the galley, the lounge, the galley overhead, sofa, dinette, hall, and again, anytime that we see those arrows, that means that I can dim the lights. And then our accent lights, which are around the floor. And then our rear lights, bed ceiling, mid bath, left overhead, and right overhead over the bed. Then let's go to our slides. So this is where we can operate our slides. We can take them in and out from this panel. The one thing that you do need to know is that you do have to have your engine on for your slides to go in or out. Then we've got our temperature control here. So our cool, our heat pump, furnace, and auto. And we can do the rear and the front of the coach. And then we've got our fans. So we've got two max air fans here, and we can turn them on and off by here. Great thing about the max air vent is once you turn it on, you can also, it's set so that if your coach gets hotter than 78 degrees, that fan's gonna automatically turn on once you've engaged it, once you've turned it on. So I could turn it on right now. It would open once I hit the button for the auto 78 degrees to work, then it's gonna go ahead and close because we're well below 78 degrees in the coach right now. But that's a nice function to have, and then they also have a rain sensor on them. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my galley fan right here, and then I'm gonna go to the actual fan. You can see it's opening. Now I'm gonna go and hit the auto button. The green light's gonna come on and it's gonna close. Like I said, it's much below the 78 degree limit now. And now I can leave the coach. If it gets hotter than 78 degrees inside the coach, that will automatically open and start to cool. Our last option is settings here. And this is pretty much where you can just customize your screen. The level of brightness, temperature, how you want that displayed. Going to tell us which floor plan we're in if you ever forget. There it is right there. Cleaning mode, you can hit that so then I can clean off the screen without activating any of the buttons. And then there also is an app that you can download to your phone so that you can control a lot of these features, not only from the Firefly here, but from your phone. So if you press the mobile app button, it will give you a little scanning code there. So you just take your phone, put it in the camera mode, and scan that. We'll say open Firefly INT, just hit that, and then it will take you right there where you can download the app. Okay, so let's go now to the Truma AquaGo. This is a great system. It's super efficient, and one of the things I love is that you have continuous on-demand hot water. So as long as you just put it in, if you turn it up and turn it to the on mode, that what happens with the Truma AquaGo system is that the water comes through the tank, goes up to the faucet, recycles back to the tank. So the water in the line is always at 104 degrees. So that's really nice. You always have hot water. Now, if you don't want to have that instant hot water and you want to save a little power, you go to the eco mode. So that's basically your power saving mode, and you'll have water just like you would at your home, where you turn on the faucet and you have to wait a little time. The nice thing about having it here is that you don't have to unnecessarily fill up your gray tank while you wait for your water to get hot. It's hot when you need it on demand. then you can turn it off. Now, these two buttons below here, below the off button, are more kind of service buttons. So right here with the little lightning bolt and the, I guess like a snowflake, that is something that you can have National Indoor RV Centers add a sensor to your Truma AquaGo so that you can keep it from freezing. Now, another thing you can do is just store your coach with us at National Indoor RV Centers, where we always keep you plugged into 50 amp service, and you don't have to worry about that. Now, this is the button I really want to talk about, this clean button. This does clean the system, but you only want to do this once a year. So you don't want your kids playing with this knob. You don't want to accidentally go there, because if you do go to the clean button, it is going to cycle through 8 gallons of water, and there's no way to stop that. So heading into the bath, look at that. We have a nice, really nice sized bathroom here. Big shower, but one of my favorite things is we've got medicine cabinets. So lots of space to store all of our bathroom necessities. And then more storage, more storage. So lots of cabinets up top. And while we're up here, we have our other Max fan here that works the same as the one that I demonstrated in the kitchen. And then we've got a nice amount of counter space, which is really nice. Stainless steel sink. And we've got our bathroom ceiling light, our water pump, and then our fan. We can turn it on and off right here, or we can push the buttons there. I love that they're going to give us a hand towel holder and a towel rack. And then we've got more storage here, nice size drawer. We've got a little magazine rack and our toilet paper holder. And right next to that, we've got our 2 110 outlets. And then we have a little cabinet here. It's a little narrow, but you could store like your shampoos and lotions here, so that's nice. Then we've got our toilet that is just a pedal push toilet. And we've also got the faucet so that we can help clean that out here. And then I will just step into the shower so you can see how big that is. So I've got my heels on. I still have a lot of headroom in here. And I love that they're giving us a shower head that has the handheld device. We can turn the water on and off right here. So you can go ahead and get wet, turn it off here, lather up, kind of do your military shower if you're trying to save water. And that's nice. We've got a light in the shower, the skylight, and a little bench, which is always nice for the kids or for us ladies that like to shave our legs. All right, so before I head into the master bedroom, I want to show you, first of all, we have this full-length mirror. That's nice. You don't get that in a lot of coaches, and I really like that just to, you know, figure out the outfit details for the day. So important. And then right across from that, we have our Whirlpool washer and dryer, residential washer and dryer. Now, a little tip. So if you ever come into your coach and it smells horrible, I have a lot of people who call and they think something's going wrong with the sewer or something's wrong with their black tank. A lot of times what's happened is you haven't used your coach for a while, or you haven't used your washer for a while, and the P-trap, the water has gone. So you need to fill that back up. So all you have to do is grab a gallon of water, put that into your washing machine, turn it on a rinse cycle. That's going to fill that P-trap back up, and the smell is going to be gone. So as we go into the master bedroom, I wanted to point out that we have really nice privacy doors that will lock into place. So it's fun to be with the family, but it's nice to get away and have a little privacy at the end of the night. So let's talk about all the storage that we have back here in the bedroom. So look at this nice big wardrobe. And then 2 big drawers below that. You might get tired of me saying this, but I'm so impressed with how much storage you have. This is kind of like a full-timer's dream, I think. Nice bar there. And we have 2 more drawers below. And we're not done. So now we've got a little drawer on our nightstand. And right to the side of that drawer, we have 2 USB charging ports. Right above that, I've got a wireless charging port, so I can just lay my cell phone on that to charge it. And I've got 2 110 outlets. So a lot going on right here. You're probably wondering what these are. So this is the ideal rest bed. This is a queen size bed, and it is air. So you just adjust the air on each side of the bed. So someone may like it harder, someone may like it softer. You can do that to your individual taste, or what feels best to you. Then you've got this nice padded headboard. I really like that. And then another huge feature about this big, you have a nightstand on each side. I know a lot of my customers have CPAP machines, and in most RVs it's really hard to find a place that they can set those. So you've got room on both sides on your nightstands for a CPAP machine. Then you also have this great storage here, like a bookshelf on each side of the bed. So that's nice. And then let's check out the overhead storage. Really nice and deep, easy to get to. You're also going to see that you've got the LED lights underneath the cabinet and in the bedroom, and we've got our carbon monoxide detector here. Now underneath the bed, we have another multiplex lighting system, so we can do the bed ceiling, again that's dimmable, the hallway, that's dimmable, left overhead light, so those are your reading lights. You can start and stop the generator from here, and then you have your master light on, master light off. So that's great. Once you're ready to go to bed, you think you may have left some lights on in the rest of the coach, you can just hit that button and everything will go off. Right at the foot of the bed, we have our breaker box, and we've got your traditional breaker box here. And then this is a nice feature that Winnebago does for us. Rather than having the fuses, they have 12-volt breakers instead. So that's a lot easier to reset than to go and find another fuse. So over here on the other side of the bed, I wanted to point out a few things. We have our 32-inch Samsung TV, and then check out this huge window that we have. We've got our MCD shades. And this is our emergency egress window as well. But I like this because you can open these windows. You've got a screen here so you can get some fresh air. If you're sleeping up in the mountains and want to enjoy a little bit of cool breeze and some mountain air, that's easy to do. Then here at the bottom of the bed, there's a little access point, and it's where your winterization valve is. So if you need to flip that switch, it's right here. And then we've got another drawer, another USB charging port, 2 of them, another wireless charging spot, and then 2 more 110 outlets. Again, a spot for that CPAP machine if you need it, bookcase, and look at all that storage. And you've got a HDMI cable here, and your satellite receiver connection, and 2 more 110 outlets. One of the things I always get asked is how much space do I have when the slides are in? So I just want you to see that you could easily do a batch of laundry. You can get to your bed, your master bed, easily in and out of the bathroom, into your refrigerator. You can be cooking here in the kitchen. Full access to one side of the sink, easily get to the dinette. So even if you had pulled into a campground for just an overnight stay, didn't want to put your slides out, you'd be completely fine. All right, so I'm in the captain's seat here. I want to tell you how comfortable it is. It really, Winnebago makes a great seat. Now, if I want to adjust the arm controls, there's a little scrolling thing underneath here. So you can literally just have it in place and kind of scroll and lift it up or down, whatever you like until you get that set. Then in the Forza, we've got the 6-way powered seats. So we have backwards and forward, and then the rear up and down and the front up and down. So get yourself comfortable. And then we're going to go about and talk about everything over here on the left side of the dash. So the first thing that we have is our jacks. So to use the jacks on the Forza, you need to have the engine on. All right, so I've got the engine on. I'm going to go ahead and hit the panel on, and then I'm going to hit auto. So it's just kind of walking through what's happening. You can hear the jacks going down. All right, so it's letting me know that it's level, jacks are down. So you can hear an audible beep. That's an alert letting me know before I start driving that the jacks are down. Obviously, if I was going to stay, I would just turn the engine off, but we're going to go ahead and pretend like we're leaving for a trip, so I want to retract the jacks now. So let's go ahead and turn the system back on and hit retract. Okay, I'm going to turn it back on, and I want to retract all jacks. So just hit that there. All right, so I've retracted the jacks. The audible alarm has gone. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn off the system, and I'll get ready to leave for my trip. So we have our engine exhaust brake. That's going to help when braking. So I usually always like to have that on when I'm driving. And then we have our gen set, so we can turn on our generator from here. This is the up and down for our front windshield nightshade. And this is the button for our mirror heat for our external mirrors. This will control our external mirrors, so we can adjust them so that our vision is just perfect and we can see nicely out down the side of our coach. Here is our Allison 2100 transmission. So we have reverse, neutral, and drive, and we can also go to economy mode by pushing that button, which will save on fuel. Then we've got our driver's map light, and this is the battery boost button. So battery boost is used if you come into your coach and your chassis batteries are dead, you can't get it started. So what you do is hit that battery boost button. It's going to combine your house batteries with your chassis batteries and give you enough power to start your engine. And this is our air horn. So when I have that on, we get the big loud horn that you want to have. When you don't have that on, kind of your wussy horn. So I like the air horn. That's going to keep you safe. You want to make sure people know you are coming if you need to use your horn. We've got our auxiliary light. That will illuminate the ground outside the coach, around the base of the coach. And we've got our front aux light. Those are the light strips on the front of the coach. And then this is the engine, radio, house button. So this is a cool button. This says engine and then radio and house. So say you've been driving along, you're listening to your favorite album, and you get to the campground, you don't want it to stop, but as soon as you turn off your chassis, you know that the radio is going to turn off. So you just hit this button here, hit it on, and then you can continue playing your music. And this has the upgraded sound system by JBL. Then we've got our headlight switch. So we have headlights on, marker lights off, and then bright and dim will brighten and dim your OptiView dash screen. I like to keep it as bright as possible. And then we've got our fog lights, or just a blinking high beam. Here we have our parking brake. So you pull to apply and push to release. So now to all the great information on the steering column here. First of all, you probably want to know how to adjust the steering column to make it comfortable when you're driving. So there's a pedal down here by my left foot, and it's right next to the steering column itself. You just push that down and then adjust it to where it's comfortable for you. Then on the left side of the steering column is your hazard button. So you just pull that. A lot of people pull that and then they don't know how to get it off. All you have to do is hit your turn signal up or down, and it turns off your hazards. So the paddle to my left here is going to be your turn signal, left and right, and your high beams. And then it's also our cruise control. So you have off, and then you can turn it on. And then you just, once you get to the speed you want to get to, you hit set and you're good to go. So here are your marker lights. You can flash these, say when you're driving. It's kind of common courtesy when you're driving with truckers. If they let you in, you flash your marker lights 3 times to say thank you. And then if they're passing you, once they've passed you and they want to get into the lane, you can just flash your headlights to let them know that it's safe for them to move over into your lane. Then we've got our windshield wiper controls here. So we have our windshield wiper fluid, turning the windshield wipers on. We have high and low, and we can turn them off right there. Now this over here is going to be the controls to kind of scroll through the menu on your OptiView screen. Again, just look at this beautiful OptiView screen. It's big, it's bright, you can see everything really easily, and then you can scroll through the menu items here on your steering column. So you just go to the home button, you can go to, let's see, go to trip 1, hit OK. It's going to give you information, the distance for trip 1, the time, and the fuel used. So then you just go back, trip 2, same information, go back, and I'll just go through these. You can do your gauges, different information that you can scroll through here, and you can press OK to change any of the gauges if you want to too. Back, fuel economy, vehicle configuration, diagnostics, and then you can go back to your home button. So this controls your audio input sources. So you can see that you've got radio, USB. I can walk you through all these, but they're pretty self-explanatory. Sirius XM, Bluetooth, HDMI, so you can tie that to your TV, your camera. Then you've got your settings here. So you can kind of customize some of those things. Pretty self-explanatory, but what I really want to point out is how nice this dash kind of folds in. It's really easy to see for the driver. Now this does not have navigation or Apple CarPlay capabilities, so you just have to use good old Google on your phone. This is just your home button, so it will take you back to your main page. This controls the brightness of the screen. Obviously these are your forwards and backwards, and then right here is where you can reach your USB and aux cord input. Then we have our AC and heat controls, our fan control, defrost, and our heat, hot and cold. If you want inside air, circulate the air, and then position where you want the airflow to. You have your cup holder here, little place to store some things here, 12-volt receptacle, and 2 USB chargers. All right, so I want to show all the great features in the co-captain's chairs. First of all, I want you to notice how much space I have here. Like, it's a lot of room, so that's a really nice feature. That's something that you get when you have the mid-entry on the diesel versus the front entry. So it's kind of nice. Then Winnebago's given us a little space for all my little knickknacks and stuff that I'll be carrying with me. We've got 2 USB chargers here and a 12-volt, and then that just hides all my knickknacks too, which is nice. Then we've got a spot here I can put books or newspaper, magazines, whatever. Our air vents, another little pocket for more goodies. I will fill all these. I just love that. And then one of my favorite features, I think I'll show this again, but the little desk that just comes right out, flips. So as I'm going down the road, I can work on my iPad, my computer. I just love this. And I've got 2 110 outlets over here to the side, another USB chargers, and then this is the button for my map light and my drink holder. Now to the right of the chair, there's a lever that looks just like this one right here. This is actually for my footrest, so I can be really comfortable as we go down the road. But you'll have another lever just like this, and you just pull that up, and that's what you rotate the chair with. All right, so I'm ready to take the Forza out for a test drive. Let's go. As I pull out of National Indoor RV Centers, I want to remember that I'm now in a diesel coach. If you're coming from a gas coach, your tires are actually behind you. So your turning point is when the middle of your front tires get to the turn. So I pulled out a little extra for you there as I was leaving, but they really are. Diesel coaches are fun to drive. When I first started with National Indoor RV Centers, I was a little bit nervous about driving diesel coaches, and anytime we all had to drive something to or from a show, I was always asking to take the gas coach, and everyone said, no, take the diesel, it's so much easier. So I finally did, and it's the truth, that it's a lot easier to drive. You just have to get used to realizing that you do fit in the lane. And then something that they told me over and over and over again when I first started learning to drive is that you need to hug the left side of the lane that you're in. So everything bad happens on the right. Street signs, road debris, bad roads, typically, you know, the edge of the road is always on the right. So just hug the left side of the lane that you're in. So Winnebago custom makes this dash, and therefore it is super easy to view. We've got the OptiView screen in front of us from Freightliner, and then the dash curves around so the radio is right here in front of me at my fingertips, so it makes it very easy to use. I've got my left blinker on to turn, and you can see when I turn on my left blinker, I'm going to be able to, with that side camera in my mirror, I'm going to be able to see down the full length of the left side of my coach, which is really nice, especially when you're changing lanes, turning. Just gives you peace of mind. You have great mirrors in the Winnebago, so you can easily see where you're going. This is, you know, it's just really easy to drive once you get over the fact that it's, you know, 34 feet long and it's an RV. The great thing about an RV is your trip starts as soon as you get behind the wheel, and so take your time, enjoy it. One of the things I love about this Forza, if you'll notice, it has really small A-pillars in the front here, so you have this huge wide windshield and you just have a beautiful view of the country. This is a great way to see the United States, I promise. I also feel very safe in the Winnebago because I'm in basically a steel cage up here. Their whole front cap is steel encased, so that gives me a lot of peace of mind as I'm going down the freeway. So the Forza is very quiet. It has a nice ride. It has the New Way suspension in the front and the V-Ride suspension from Freightliner in the back. Gives me a lot of stability, nice, smooth, comfortable ride, and it's very quiet. So it's so quiet, I got out my handy dandy decibel reader on my phone, 78.6. So that's as quiet as inside of a car. Again, I'm not yelling, I could talk to anyone in the coach here. Super quiet and nice, smooth, easy ride. Now I like to drive, especially when I'm in the freeway here, I like to have the engine brake on. It's just added safety. So every time I take my foot off the gas, the coach is going to automatically start to slow down. So I like all the help I can get when I'm driving something this big. I like to have the engine brake on as I'm traveling. So one of the things that I always tell my customers, I think it's super important to test drive a coach before you buy. And we welcome that at National Indoor RV Centers. Come out and drive a coach with us, and it will help you make your decision. You'll love this Forza. Come out and give it a test drive. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour of the Forza 34T. I'm sure you're wondering what this beautiful coach would cost. So MSRP is $269,908. MAP pricing, which is the minimum advertised price, is $202,431. If you want to find out what I can sell you this coach for, give me a call at 469-277-1120, or you can email me at Angie@nirvc.com, or go to our website, nirvc.com, where you can see all the coaches that we carry. With our volume and economies of scales, RVs simply cost less at National Indoor RV Centers. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe, and make sure you check out my RVing 101 video that I mentioned earlier, and I'm sure you're wondering what AIM Club stands for, so check out this video. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.